the more I learn about sex and the more I study it experientially, but also in other clients, the more I learn that men are primarily physical, right? And women are primarily mental, but women love the physical and men, of course, love the mental. Most of sex is happening in your mind. Hey guys, Hector Castillo-Poppy from girlschase.com. Today I'm going to talk about fucking your girl like it's the first time. So I may title this video something like fuck your girlfriend like a whore, or fuck your wife like a whore, or fuck your bitch like a slut. It would probably get a lot of clicks, but it would probably get a lot of people coming in and just seeing the title and not even watching the first fucking minute to understand the context and just getting a lot of hate. But it would get a lot of clicks too, you know, it's kind of a give and take. But the point of this video is to have the best sex possible with your girlfriend or your wife, someone that you've been seeing for a while, despite there being a certain atrophy that happens when you've been sleeping with the same person for a long time. Now, not everyone may not have this problem. You know, I personally have this problem, and it may come as a consequence of once you sleep with a lot of girls, maybe, you know, you start to be very focused on the new, the fresh, right? So you're always sleeping with new girls and it's always that new conquest, it's exciting. And when something is older, it kind of loses that glamour and that fun, you know, there's no achievement feeling, right? And a lot of guys, me personally, but I know a lot of guys are very achievement oriented. Like you win that next game, or, you know, you hit that new max weight on your, you know, your max set, your max rep. And as a consequence of living that life, once you do start to spend time in a relationship for a long time, like a year, 2 years plus, what ends up happening is that you lose that fire. And I'm sure there's a lot of guys who are married or in long-term relationships where they feel like they don't have that heat that they used to when you were in the honeymoon phase and it's new and you're fucking all the time, you're fucking every day, you know, you can't fuck enough. But then you start dating for years, you start living together, and the feeling of like this rush to fuck, it kind of fades and the passion fades, because as hot as she is and as beautiful as she is, you know, you see these celebrities who have just the most gorgeous girlfriends, you know, girls who are wanted by every man on earth, then they cheat on them, or they, you know, they start to get bored of them. It's just a natural process of familiarity. It's not just a consequence of, you know, being promiscuous and you need a new thing to give you that hit, right? And old things get boring. I think it's a process of just familiarity that happens with anything, a certain level of wealth. You know, you get a great body and then you want to get, you know, 5 pounds bigger. It's just a natural process that happens. Okay, so wherever you are in your relationship, you might feel this at a certain point. And so I want to give a solution to that. So my suggestion is that you kind of fuck your girlfriend like a whore. Now, let me clarify what that means, right? It should be abundantly obvious, a given assumed premise of this video, that you love and respect your girl, right? Why would you wouldn't be a very high value man if you were with a woman who you didn't love and respect, right? That would show that you don't respect yourself, or someone who you are choosing as a long-term partner. So it's a given that you should love and respect her. And we're just going to cover that now and not have to do it again, because I don't want any fucking comments or you thinking like, oh, you know, you don't care about your girlfriend. Go fuck yourself, okay? That's literally not the point of this video. But with that covered, let's get to the why you need to fuck your girlfriend like a whore. So when you were first in a relationship, you were going after, you were courting her like, oh, she was exciting, she was hot, it's new, it's fun, and you fuck for the first time. Man, when I fuck a girl for the first time, I'll fuck her like 10 times in a night. I cannot get enough of her. And that'll continue for a while. But then with previous ex-girlfriends, I kind of finally fixed the issue with a girlfriend who I started dating for a longer amount of time. But with girlfriends before the one who is the best for me, I was severely disillusioned and disappointed after the first like 3-4 months. I think it was much more than just this process of atrophy of familiarity and comfort, right? I didn't see them as a long-term partner. But with the girl that I kind of saw that this was a necessity, it was a girl who I loved and respected, and she's literally the best girl ever. But I still felt myself like inclining towards that feeling of like, you see a new girl and you want a new girl, like it's just an urge of men, especially achievement hunting passionate, ambitious men where we see new girls and we want that new thing. Oh, it's just that grass is greener on the other side. You understand what I'm talking about. And you start seeing these other girls and they give you this hunger that with a longer term, familiar, comfortable relationship, you start to lose that fire. So what I did to catch myself, because I was aware of this process, I'd seen it in myself in the past and with clients, what I did was I said, okay, in the relationship, love, respect, all that shit that I talked about, right? You know, you have empathy, you have compassion, you're working together, you're partners, covered that. But when it came to the sex, what I did was, I'm just gonna fuck this girl like it's the first time. And I would do all sorts of things to try and get myself in that mindset. I would imagine this is the first time with us together. Like the first time us fucking. It's the first night. And what I do is remember the first date. I remember how hungry I was and how I fucked her like 8 times that night. And then every time we started to see each other after that, I was just ravenous. I remembered that time and I allowed that to fill my imagination, because I think sex is, the more I learn about sex and the more I study it experientially, but also in other clients, the more I learn that men are primarily physical, right? And women are primarily mental, but women love the physical and men, of course, love the mental. Most of sex is happening in your mind. Most of lust are lust towards a physical object or an imaginative idea. Like people to us they have a physical form and a personality that we interact with, but most of what we deal with other people is actually our consciousness interacting with an abstraction of who they are. Like you're talking to someone right now, they're in front of you, you're talking, ideas are coming to you and they look a certain way and they have certain mannerisms. And so there's definitely like the senses are sensing things, but the thought sense, the consciousness sense, the sixth sense is also interacting with things. And that's actually the thing, this is getting in a little bit of like higher philosophy. Even the physical senses, it requires a consciousness to recognize the input of that sense of, that's a nice ass. It's a visual thing, but it takes consciousness to recognize it and perception to distinguish what it is, and then latches onto that thing, and then lust grows from that contact of consciousness with the fat ass, right? So we're gonna make some like high level philosophy very like crude, okay? Fat ass comes in to the eyes, the eye, flesh thing, whatever the eye is, recognizes it, the sense data is recognized. Then the consciousness is the thing that cogitates, that cognizes that image, and then it's another part of the mind that starts to play with that input of sense data and starts to form what we call lust. And that lust is like an ever renewing, like, It's kind of how the process works. And you can meditate and you can see this for yourself. Really start to break down how your mind works. But it's mostly consciousness that is creating the lust. It's just that for whatever reason, you have a programming of whatever it is you like in a woman. Nice lips, beautiful face, certain color hair, certain color skin, certain body shape. You have these ideas of a physical sense input that you find attractive, okay? So actually, even for men who I consider highly more predominantly visual, for us, what's sexy is actually happening in our mind. So what I would do is not even a trick, my mind is gonna focus on when I was super, super turned on in like the first time we were fucking. That's one trick you can do. It's like a quick, like, you wanna feel this feeling what I'm talking about right now and fuck your long-term girlfriend like a whore? Remember that first time you guys had sex. Another way you can do it is more imaginative, like, this is some random girl who, was on vacation and she's just looking to have fun and it's not serious. This isn't the girl you're married with or have kids with or, you're madly in love. It's just some random girl who was, partying and having fun and saw you and was just filled with primal lust. And you just were filled with primal lust and you thought she was super fucking hot. It's like almost a role playing, but you just do it in your head. Imagination. That's what it is. It's role playing. And then you have this scenario in your head and as you're fucking, it's like, yeah, I picked her up, on the beach. We were drunk and we were just having fun and now I'm fucking her on the beach. And you're just like in this dream, but you're fucking her. And because it's taking advantage of that new conquest, that new pussy that you want to, you know, spurt your seed all over. That fills your consciousness and the lust attaches onto that and you're fucking your girl like crazy. That's another way. So remembering a certain time when you had a lot of good sex kind of reminds me of that. I don't know if you guys ever seen the show Black Mirror. It's pretty dystopian and, you know, it's maybe a negative side of this. But this one episode, it's this, people put on these contact lenses or have this chip in their brain, but they can literally remember everything. And they can play it back if they want. And this couple who is obviously unhappy, they're like laying in a bed together and they're just like spoon fucking, just like very like lightly. But they're both like, their eyes go white, which means that they're replaying a previous experience and they're remembering like their first times having sex. And so they're just kind of like doing this, but in their mind, they're having that wild first time in love, passionate sex when you first get together with someone. Right? So that's kind of a negative dystopian perspective on this, but it's kind of like that. So you're giving her this energy that you may not have intrinsically right now, but you've had it before. And then it'll train yourself to start fucking this way, right? Another way you can do it is start implementing some, you know, BDSM shit like, look, you love and respect this girl, right? But she wants, and this is like the crux of the video, right? Because some of, maybe women are watching this be like, oh man, yeah, suck a dick, okay? Women want to get fucked like that. She wants to get fucked like it's the first time, like you guys are passionate. She wants to feel that ravenous hunger that you always had for her and you want to bring it back. So do some nasty shit. Start pulling her hair, spitting it in her mouth, spitting it in her face, slapping her around, having rough sex. Now, when it comes to this specifically, you do need to, you know, there's got to be some communication if you get really intense. You might want to get a little education on it first and not just go balls deep right away because, you know, it could like freak her out or she's not ready for it, she doesn't want it, etc. So I do have a BDSM Bible series, as I call it, and I'll put a few in the description below that kind of introduces you to a little bit more rough sex if you haven't already been doing it and you don't know how to just, it's hard to introduce it just like this with a girlfriend, especially once you're in like a habit with her. It's hard to change habits. So if you want to kind of blossom something new in the relationship, you're gonna have to take it a bit slow. So I would suggest watching those videos. I'll put some in the description below about how to get into BDSM, bondage, discipline, dominance, sadomasochism, all that shit. But start getting dirty with her, pulling her hair, calling her a slut, dirty talking, fucking her just really hard. Girls love it, dude. I can promise you, just go watch the videos, but girls want to feel, the crux of it is they want to feel desired, and the harder, more passionate you can be, it's making her feel like she is desired, which is gonna make her feel sexy, and she's gonna enjoy the sex more, and you're gonna enjoy the sex more, because for the most part, men do tend to incline towards being dominant in bed, and women tend to incline towards being submissive in bed. And as a natural 95% chance, she's gonna wanna be dominated in bed. So start getting into BDSM. What are some other ways that you can, you know, kind of reignite that fire? Start, you know, go on a date together. Feel like, hey, we're dating again. Go on a date, start flirting with your woman. This shouldn't just be like a one-time thing. It should hopefully be like a relationship-long thing. Seduce your woman, call her beautiful every day. You know, give her kisses, pinch her ass, come up and give her a hug and start kissing her romantically on the neck. You know, one day she gets home from work or you get home from work and you just start making out with her. You push her against the wall, rip off her clothes, and you just have passionate sex. It's not just like this, okay, it's time to go to bed, we start kissing, and then we have sex. Like, have sex in the middle of the day randomly, have spontaneous sex, you know, just be passionate about it. Don't just be like, hey, you wanna fuck? Be like, hi baby, oh, you look so good today. Start eating her with your eyes, like fall back in love with your woman. Reignite your passion through appreciating who she is. Don't allow that familiarity and that comfort to consume the passion that you once had for her. See your girlfriend as a new girl every day. It's a chance to spend time with this woman that you love, but are hopefully also severely attracted to her. It's like a fucking disease how much you're into her. Love her, ravage her. Take care of her, respect her, and love her, but ravage that woman, love her, be passionate. Okay, so those are a few ways that you can fuck your girlfriend like a whore and start seeing her ultimately as, yes, a partner that you're going through life with, you're gonna raise a family with her, but she's still a woman, right? You're still in a sexual relationship, so don't lose sight of her as a sexual being. We, as people, have multiple personalities inside of us, in our mind, our work self, our family self, our friend self, but there's also our sexual side. So never lose sight. She's still a sexual woman. She's still a woman who wants to get fucked hard and treated like a slut and called a slut, but then afterwards cuddled and reminded that she's the love of her life, and cuddle and kiss her and love her, but also fuck her like a whore. Okay, never forget she's a sexual being and deserves to be treated as such. Okay, Patrick Castillo, Poppy from girlschase.com, here teaching you how to fuck your bitch like a slut as she wants to be. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, ring the bell. See you guys soon. Bye.